Hi, I'm Gretchen, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do a latch tool bind off. So you can see I have my work hanging here. The thing you need to do to prepare for the latch tool bind off is you need to knit one row across in the loosest stitch size you can. So it's a bit hard to see, but these stitches at the top are bigger than the stitches below them. And then you can go ahead and just take your yarn out of your machine and clip the tail. Leave yourself 6 inches or so. Then you're going to begin your bind off opposite of the tail. So in order to do the bind off, you're going to take your latch tool, you're going to loop it around that first needle, and you can pull it forward so that the stitch goes behind the latch, and then you can use your hand to pull it back and transfer it onto the latch tool instead. Then you will push the latch tool through the stitch so that it is free of the latch as well on the stitch. And then you can go ahead, and what you're going to be doing is inserting it into the next stitch just so that you get that second stitch on your latch tool and your first stitch is still right there behind your latch. And then you can pull the second stitch through the first stitch. You can also just leave that second stitch on the needle because it will keep your work dangling off the machine rather than falling down as you do your bind off. So then again, you're going to push the tool through the stitch so that it's behind the latch. And then it might take a little kind of hand manipulation here to figure this out, but then you're going to insert the tool through the next stitch on the next needle. And then again, pull that stitch through the stitch on your needle. Push it out so that it's behind the latch. You can see I'm holding it down here so I don't just lose it. And then you might need to use your fingers to hand tension the stitches as well to make sure you have room to insert your tool into the stitches. So you can see there, I'm inserting it through. It doesn't have to go far through, it just has to go far enough that I can grab that stitch. Again, I'm going to pull this one back a little bit. Oops, and you see right there, my stitch flew off my latch tool. This yarn is also super stringy, so I'm going to make sure I catch all of that before I start again. So again, push it all the way through, and then find that next stitch, push the tool through, pull the stitch out, push it through, hand tension it so that I can get it through easily, and then get that stitch. And as you can see, I'm creating kind of what looks like a crochet edge here. It's still hooked onto the needles so that it doesn't fall to the ground. When you're done, you will be able to just kind of lift it off those needles. Oops. And when you get to the end of the row, you can just go ahead and pull that yarn tail that you just clipped and created through the final stitch. And that is how you do the latch tool bind off.